channel, Nothing But Trucking. So, last video I did, I was talking about my CB and had the issues with it. We did get that taken care of. There it is, all in its glory up there, working really well. I still don't have the outside antenna. I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but I don't have it wired up yet, so I'm still just going through the regular wires. I've got everything ready to go. I just got to snake all the cable and get it hooked up into it, but it's working good, so glad that's taken care of. I wasn't really wanting to purchase another CB because I really would like a high dollar CB, like a Striker or a Connex, or maybe one of the President radios or something like that, but with the amount of talking that I do on it, I just can't justify the $400 or so dollars that it would take to get something decent, so $150 is what it cost me to get this one peaked out and tuned up to 20 watts and the antenna and all that other stuff. So and that $400, that's just the cost of the radio. That's not counting the other stuff as well. So anyway, I think that'll work just fine. So we finished our load yesterday, got into the up there in Westfield, Massachusetts, which is a little suburb of I think it was Springfield, Mass. Kind of just northwest, probably 10 or 15 miles of Springfield, Mass. So I got in there last night about 6:30. My appointment was at 7, and this place had terrible ratings. It's CNS produce, wholesale produce. Their ratings were terrible from drivers saying they had to sit there all day and hours and hours and hours. So I was like, well, I'm going up there anyway, and I planned on spending the night because I was out of hours anyway. So to me, it really wasn't going to be that big of a deal. But I got there, checked in about 6:30, went back to the area in which we were supposed to park. They had a great area off on the back side that we could just go and park. They had porta potties there if you needed one. Of course, I've got my own in my truck, so I don't need that, but a lot of drivers don't have that. So it was a great area. And they called me to a door probably within 35 minutes and had me unloaded in about 2.5 hours. So probably by 10 o'clock I was completely done, and they allow you to park there all night. So I went back to the little spot back there and closed up the curtains and watched some TV and had some dinner, went to bed. Got up this morning and got a load assigned to me going out of basically Hartford, Connecticut, which is about 40 miles south of where I was at, picking up a load of boxed milk. I'm not sure if it's liquefied or if it's powdered. I'll have to, I never did even look at the bills, except looking at the weight and checking all my destination and stuff too. Guys, drivers, you new drivers especially, every time you get your bills, make sure you verify the weight, the seal number, if there is one, the pickup number, and the destination. Don't just get your bills, sign them, and go. I mean, been a few times when I sign the bills and take off and get going to where they told me to go, and get halfway down, I really start looking at some, the bills show a completely different address. Turns out it's not the right load, and I had to go back. And so anyway, just make sure you verify your pickup and delivery location on your bill. I always verify the seal number and the pickup numbers, and if there is no seal and they don't provide you a seal, I always write on the bill, no seal given. Or if I have one on the truck, I may have my own seal. I may put seal provided by driver and then add the number, and then always take a picture. I always take a picture, and I'll include some here in this video. When I'm done, I'll edit some pictures in. And I always take a picture of the load, after I secure it with my load logs, I always take a picture of the door shut with the seal on it and the number of the seal. And if I can get the padlock on it, sometimes the seal takes up too much room in the little holes there and you can't put a padlock on it. But I always take a picture of that. Then I always take a picture of the reefer temperature. You got a CYA, because all that will be time, date stamped, location stamped on it. And I always include that with the paperwork that I keep. I keep all my paperwork in a digital file on Cam Scanner. Every single load has got the rate con information. So the next pictures I take are of the load, the door with the seal, and the reefer temperature, and then a copy of the bill of lading, because that's what I always send to my dispatcher when I'm loaded. I'll send her the pictures and a copy of the BOL and just say, hey, I'm loaded. And then once I do that, I delete the pictures of the BOL because they're not signed, but she just needs a copy of them. And then anytime I get a fuel receipt or spend on scale tickets, I take a picture and it goes right in with those same pictures for that particular load. And then that file is identified with, whatever it is, trip number 1 for the week of, whatever the week is, pickup state, delivery state, and how much the load paid, how much it paid to the truck, and how much I get of that load. And all that is kept in an individual file. And then when I get the settlement on it, I take a picture of that and include that in that same file. And that gets put into another file of completed loads, and then I have another file of paid loads. So I've always got a copy of every single thing related to that load in my Cam Scanner application, and I have it all organized. So in case something comes back later, they try to say, oh, we got a claim on this load. Well, you can go back and you've got weight tickets, you've got pictures of the securement, you've got pictures of the reefer and all of that stuff and the seal, and it'll save you a lot of money. Because I did one, I had a load of water for Hershey. They didn't give me a seal. And I didn't notice on the bills that there was a seal number on it, and it was in an area that it's, I wouldn't normally see a seal number, it was kind of hidden in with a bunch of other numbers. But I should have done my due diligence and made sure, and if I didn't see one, ask them, hey, is there a seal? So that's something you may want to do. Just say, yeah, do you have a seal? Where's the seal number? Verify it, and initial next to the seal number. I do that now anymore too. I'll initial right next to the seal number that I saw it. But anyway, I get all the way, I took it from Denver all the way up to North Dakota somewhere, I can't remember where, and it was over 4th of July, and I get up there and they refused the load because it didn't have a seal, and I had to sit there that whole 4th of July weekend till Monday to see what they were going to do with it, and they rejected the whole load, and I had to take it all the way back to Denver and had the water destroyed, which, I get it for safety, I guess, but at the same time, to destroy a whole trailer load of Niagara water in bottles instead of donating it to a shelter or something that could use that water. But I could see their, if somebody got sick, the liability issues of doing that is certainly, what they're worried about. And I get it, it's just a shame. But anyway, I ended up paying $2,000 out of my pocket for the insurance, for the damage claim on that. That was my deductible, was $2,000. And plus I had to drive all the way back to Denver and not get paid for it. So I lost several days, money going out, $2,000 on top of that. So that's why I say document, document, document. Pictures, Cam Scanner. If you don't have that app, man, that's a great app. There's so many things you can do with it to organize all of your files. You can create files within files, and it's just a great organizational tool. I pay, I think, probably $5 a month for the gold package, which has just got a lot of storage and whatnot. And then I'll go back after a year and just delete everything that I don't need, but I keep everything with me. So, and I've even got a file for my personal documents, and you can lock them down. Lock down the files, to make it safe. I've got my license, a medical card, and copies of all of my credit cards and everything else in case I lose them or whatnot. I've got digital copies of everything, a lot of different documents, and of course those are all locked down, with passwords and all that. However, it's still on a digital media, and whatever you put on your phone or out in a digital area, I mean, there's still the chance of it getting hacked or whatever. But if it does get hacked, or if somebody steals it, I mean, if somebody steals it and I don't have copies of it, well, then I could be, it's going to be a lot harder. If somebody steals it, electronically or hacked it, well, at least I've got copies of it that I could, give to the authorities or show what it is, keep track of it. And in today's society, you're not responsible for a lot of things that's not your fault. Maybe a hassle to go through. Dude, 40 miles an hour, the speed limit is 55, seriously. And you're doing 40 miles an hour. And unfortunately, as you can see, or I don't know if you can see in the rear view like I can, I'll get out here as soon as this car passes me in front of this truck. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, see, now he's getting it back up to 55. Now that I'm doing the speed limit and get over into this lane, now he's going to go ahead and do what he's got to do, moron. I swear, some people. But yeah, anyway, so that's kind of what I just wanted to tell y'all today. What I do, I'll take some screenshots as well and put them here in this video of what it looks like, with my cam scanner and what I do with my documents. But I highly recommend it. I highly recommend drivers that you do that. So this load is going down to Manassas, Virginia. I'll be down there this evening in about 4.5 hours. Right now, I think it's only 3:30, so 3:30, 4.5, that puts me around about 7:30, about 8 o'clock. So yeah, about 8 o'clock, and we'll have a little bite to eat, watch a movie, lay down, go to bed, I guess. They're talking about actually unloading me when I get there instead of in the morning, which doesn't really matter. I'm going to be there anyway. But if they can get me unloaded, then that just gives me the opportunity to get another load a couple hours earlier in the morning and keep on trucking and making money. So yeah, so that's about it for this one. Just a kind of a quick one, let you know what I did, what I'm doing, and then kind of tell you about the Cam Scanner app and how to use it for some of you new drivers to keep yourself organized. If you have any questions, about that, please, hit me up in the description, or leave a comment. I'll get back with you. But I think that's the best way to keep track of all your stuff. So anyway, stay safe on the road. God bless. Be well. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you again.